Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Demmmmmmmi. Welcome back to another weekly rant. You guys know every week I talk about nonsense in my life. This week I'm talking about a little bit of both. I gotta keep checking for the door because I gotta make sure nobody don't walk in because I'm at work right now. And the first time I tried to record this, my boss walked in. So maybe I'll put that at the end of the video, but hey guys, how y'all doing? I hope y'all having a good week. I'm having a good week. I just wanted to update you guys on the contest that I entered Princess in. Yeah, I know in my last couple videos, I've been telling you guys, asking you guys, begging you guys to vote for Princess. I entered into this contest. It's called America's Favorite Pet. Basically, if you win, you get $5,000. That's what I really wanted. I really wanted that $5,000 because y'all know I got credit card debt. But you get the $5,000 and the cat gets to be on the cover of a magazine and she gets like a couple pages inside the magazine too. But it's with great regret that I have to inform you guys that me and Prin did lose. We are not going to be America's favorite pet, but maybe we're YouTube's favorite pet. We lost the contest, and I told you guys if I won the contest, I would probably give away like $500 or $1,000. Since I lost, I can't really afford to give out that much money. But I am a giver, so being the nice person that I am, I'm going to give away $50. I can't afford $50. I'm going to give 5 people $10. All you have to do is tell me your favorite corny joke, dad joke, favorite meme that's like corny. One thing about me, I love corny jokes. So the joke has to be corny. It could be a screenshot. It could be a knock-knock joke. Well, knock-knock jokes, maybe, I don't know. Just tell me your favorite joke and you'll be entered to win the contest. I'll update you guys on who wins the contest next week in my next rant. You guys can tell me the joke down below in the comment section. You can tell me on Instagram. My Instagram is @Demmmmmmxl, or you can also contact my YouTube's account. It's Your Muslim Homegirl. You can also contact me on Twitter. It's Your Muslim Homegirl or Muslim Homegirl, something like that. All the information will be down in the description box. So if you want $10, if you want me to buy you lunch, if you want this free money, tell me a freaking joke. So far, I got one joke in. Someone DM'd me. They said, "What did Delaware?" New Jersey. That's funny. That's corny. I love stuff like that. So definitely send me a joke. Anyways, y'all, I have been obsessed with Love is Blind. Normally, I don't watch a lot of TV. Like, if you know me, you know that I don't watch a lot of TV. I haven't seen a lot of iconic shows or a lot of iconic movies. But anyway, I've been seeing Love is Blind all over the internet. So I'm just like, let me check it out. Because one thing about me, I love a great love story. Like, I'm a simp. I'm a romantic. I love love. So I was like, let me watch the show. So finally, I didn't finish the show completely, but I got to see who got married and everything. So I just wanted to talk about the show real quick because I have nobody to talk to about it. So I'm gonna talk to my homies on YouTube. So if you don't really like relationship drama like that, maybe this is not the video for you. But let's get into it. So the show Love is Blind, basically, I think it was like 11 people. They go into these little pods. So there's a pod here and then there's a pod here. So the men, they're on this pod, the women are in this pod, and they just talk. They can't see each other. They don't know what each other looks like. They just talk and decide whether or not they want to marry this person. So the guys live with the guys and the girls live with the girls. And every day they just talk to one another to see who's gonna get married. And mind you, you only got 10 days to decide if you're gonna propose or not. Some people propose as soon as 3 days. After 3 days of talking with someone, someone proposed to somebody. Now with this show, I would say it has some flaws. Like, all the people that was on the show was relatively attractive. Like, none of them was like butt ugly. None of them was fat. None of them had like no type of disorder or had something like particular about them that somebody would find unattractive. So I feel like the show is kind of like biased. I feel like anybody who ends up with somebody is going to be happy with what they got because everybody is semi-attractive. Anyways, do y'all think that y'all could really fall in love with somebody based on just talking to them without ever seeing them? I kind of think yes, but I kind of think no. Like, I feel like you can have that emotional connection, but if you're not attracted to someone, then it makes that relationship just that much harder to love them because it's just like, yeah, you cute and all, but you kind of ugly on the low. Like, if you're trying to be intimate with them or kiss on them, it's just like, ugh, you kind of ugly. Like, especially if I get into arguments, it's like, I ain't going back and forth with no ugly person. And it sounds really shallow. I know it sounds shallow, but if you're somebody who's very physical, how are you going to be physical with somebody that you're not attracted to? Now, I do think that you can fall in love with someone in a short amount of time. Like I said, the first people to get engaged, they only knew each other for like 3 days. I think you can like fall in love with someone from just talking to someone in a short period of time, especially if like, let's say you talk one day, maybe you talk for like 15, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours. If you talk to somebody after 5 hours, you could kind of gauge, which I was talking about for 5 hours at that, but time goes by so fast when you're really connecting with somebody. So I do think that you'll be able to be emotionally invested in someone after a short period of time, especially if this is the only person you're talking to and you're talking to other people, but you don't have that same connection with them that you do with this person that you talk to for 5 hours. Of course, you're going to be like, oh yes, I like this person. I'm going to marry this person. So yeah, let me know in the comments if y'all think that you could form a relationship without ever seeing somebody. And I know it's different from like long distance dating or like internet dating because you can see them, except if they're catfish. Then I don't really know, because some people on catfish, they be in love with a picture, but they never physically like saw them on camera. Like maybe they talked on the phone with them, but they're only just falling in love through a picture. But these people have never seen each other at all. They just heard each other's voices. It's a very interesting show. I definitely was invested. It had some ups and some downs. Let's get into these couples and how they was toxic, honey. So the first couple I want to talk about is Lauren and Cameron, okay? They were my favorite couple. I was rooting for Lauren to get married from the beginning. First of all, Lauren is black. Let's just get that out the way. Lauren is black and Cameron is white. He's a white man. First off, there was only 2 black girls on the whole show out of the 11 people, and they both were the first 2 to get married. So yes, the black girl magic. But one thing that got me upset about Lauren is that, yes, I feel like she was a really sweet girl. She's so beautiful. I think she's like she is the most attractive one on the show. Not just because she's black, but because she's very beautiful. But she came to a show where you could possibly get married and find love and all of that, not really ready to be married. Like she wasn't doubtful about Cameron because they formed such a strong bond in such a short period of time. Cameron was the one who had proposed to Lauren after like 3 or 4 days. They was in the pod crying with each other, telling each other, I love you, all of that kind of stuff before they even saw each other. So they were the first official fiancés, okay? Then the next couple, Diamond and Carlton, they were really sweet too. They seemed like they had a really good connection, but at the end of the day, they didn't get married because Carlton was doing too much. Carlton was black, Diamond was black, but he was doing too much because he told her that he was attracted to parts, like he dated men and women, but he didn't tell her that until after he proposed to her and she said yes, and they were whisked off to the resort. And like, she was very nice, she was very understanding, and when she went back to talk to him about, what she had just told him, because after he had told her, she like, okay, let me sleep on it, let me think about it, let me see what I want to do, because some people are really grossed out about bisexual men. Like, a lot of women don't want to be with a man that's been with a man. So I felt like she was entitled to, feel some type of way and think about if she really wanted to marry him, even though she already said yes, but it's just like, he withheld information from her, and I don't like that. But anyways, after she had slept on it, she had came back to talk to him, basically trying to tell him her thought process, and he was being so nasty towards her. Like, he was just like calling her B words and telling her that, oh, she just like everybody else and all of that. And she just like, you gonna call me a B word to my face? And she took the ring off. He took the ring, talking about something, oh, I don't need this, and threw the ring. He gonna tell her, oh, and you need to pull down your wig. Your wig been sliding this whole time. Like, you too zesty for me. Like, not only are you bisexual, quote unquote, which nothing wrong with bisexual, so the alphabet committee, don't come for me. But I personally, I want a manly man. Like, I love masculinity. And the fact that his femininity jumped out so quick like that, that was not the man for her. Like, he was clearly toxic. Carlton, he's a nobody, okay? But let's talk about this other couple, Mark and Jessica. So it's Mark and Jessica and Barnett and Amber. So Barnett, he was in the pods telling 3 different girls oh, I love you, I'm ready to marry you, I want to marry you tomorrow, this, that, and the third. So like I said, they go into the pods every day and they date each other. Every day you talk to everybody. So earlier in the day, Jessica talked to Mark. Mark is so in love with Jessica. Mark is 24 years old and he is so in love with Jessica before he even met her. Jessica, on the other hand, she's 34 years old and she really was like Mark too. Like she really likes Mark until she started talking to Barnett. Now her and Barnett been connected and Barnett told her like, yeah, I'm ready to marry you tomorrow. He said something like that. And I guess she took that literally. So she had her date with Mark first and then seen Barnett, and then the next day come, she have her date with Mark again, and she tell Mark, listen, boo, I gotta keep my options open. Like, I know yesterday I saw you and I talked to you and I was like, I was all for you, but actually, I think I gotta keep my options open. Basically breaking little Mark's heart, okay? Especially her whole thing was, she's 34 years old and he's 24, so she really couldn't get over the age gap. He didn't care about the age gap. He didn't mind it at all. He's ready to be married. But anyway, so she break little Mark's heart, go see Barnett after she see Mark, and they playing truth or dare. She's like, is it true you still feel the same way about me that you did yesterday? And he's just like silent. He's just like, I don't know. And she's laughing like, wait, you serious? And he's like, yeah, I'm serious. I don't really know if you the one for me. And she's just like, what? You just told me you was going to marry me yesterday? Like, she took it very literal. I mean, when you tell somebody you want to marry them, like, it seemed like it should be a literal thing. But I guess he didn't get that memo because he talked to 3 different girls. But she felt like she formed such a deep connection with him or whatever. So she just couldn't believe her little soul that he did not want to marry her no more. So she was left heartbroken. And then you know what she did? She left that pod, went back to the house that she lived in with the girls, and told all the girls that Barnett is an F-boy. Don't talk to him. Don't trust him. He don't know what he wants, yada, yada, yada. My whole thing is, just because you had this experience with this guy, that don't mean the other girls are having the same experience with him as well. Like, yes, he should not be telling everybody that he want to marry them, but at the same time, he didn't choose you, so move on. And she did move on. She, the next day, went back to Mark and was like, oh, Mark, I'm so sorry. I was confused, baby. I love you. I really want to be with you, and yada, yada, yada. So Mark, this is everything he want to hear. But you know how in reality shows, like the people, they like talk to the camera, like talking to the audience. So he goes to the audience talking to us. He's basically saying, I know my worth and I'm not an option and I know who I want. I'm secure in this life and yada, yada, yada. I'm like, yeah, Mark, forget her. You don't need her. You ain't nobody's second option. Don't you know this man proposed to her? This man proposed to her. And she said yes. Why the heck would you propose to her? Like, I don't understand. It just seemed like Mark was just her consolation prize. Like, why are you okay with being a second option? I don't understand it. Then after they propose to each other, they don't get to see each other until they propose to each other. And they don't get to see the other people that they turned down or whatever. So when they proposed to each other and they were able to finally meet, everybody is like running to their people like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you, yada, yada, yada. When she see him, she's not attracted to him at all. Like, she's like, yeah, we had that emotional connection, but I'm not really physically attracted to him. I mean, he was shorter. He didn't have like a lot of muscles. So I guess that's like the kind of guys that she normally goes for. But anyways, so after everybody get proposed to, they get whisked off to a resort to spend time with each other. Little do they know, the other couples are there as well. And everybody gets to see everybody for the first time. So when you get proposed to, you only see your husband. But then when you went to the resort, everybody gets to see everybody. And she's like, oh my God, Barnett is so hot. He's like the guy I would go for, and yada, 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 yada. Her whole thing was, she just kept telling Mark, yeah, because I'm 34 years old. I'm 34 years old. I'm 34 years old. I don't know any 24-year-olds that's ready to make this commitment. I don't know how this is going to be. I'm 34 years old. Like, her whole thing was, she just would not shut up about being 34 years old. Like, I just don't understand it. He never had a problem with it. At one point, she was even like booed up with Barnett, like laughing with him, touching his shoulder, giving him the lovey-dovey eyes and all of that. At one point, Mark had to like walk up to them and grab his girl, and he kissed her like, hey babe, what's going on? What's how we here talking about? Because why is you keep being over here with Barnett and I'm your man? Like, I don't understand it. Like, he was just so in love with her. He could not see all the toxic signs. Like, even when Jessica and Barnett were talking private, she would keep asking him questions like, oh, I never thought you would go for a girl like Amber, and Amber is nothing like me, and you think this is seriously the girl you want to marry? And she was telling him about her problems with Mark. Like, what is you doing? Like, he's clearly a fiance. You clearly got a fiance. If you don't want to be with Mark, then don't be with Mark. Like, stop trying to drag this out. At one point, she even took off her wedding ring that Mark gave her and was like, yeah, because the physical is not really there for me, so I don't feel comfortable wearing this ring, yada, yada, yada. Took off the ring. I thought that was the breakup. And then she had got drunk. When she get drunk, she get out of control. But she had got drunk, and they had got into a little fight. Not a fight, but they were joking around how, I mean, she was telling Mark how she was talking to Amber, Barnett's fiance. They're like best friends now, kind of, sort of. But for me, it seemed like she's trying to be one of those people like, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. She was telling Mark how great of a girl he is or whatever. And Mark jokingly said, oh, she was a strong second. And she was just like, what? She's a strong second? Why would you say that? And this, that, and the third, yada, yada, yada. Anytime he say something, like, she makes it a way bigger deal what it is. And she was like, and you would just be mad because I chose you, but I really wanted Barnett. Barnett's sexy. Barnett is this. Barnett is that. I was like, this not the end of the relationship. Like, you just gonna let her say that? I mean, she was drunk, but they ended up sleeping in different rooms, and, you know, they just slept on it. Next day, still together. Don't y'all know when it was time to walk down the aisle? This man said he was gonna marry her. She said she wasn't gonna marry him. Why did you break his heart like that? It was mad times you could have broken up with him. But I felt like you just wanted to stay on the show because it was a show. It was a reality show. Like, it was mad times you could have let yourself go from him. You didn't have to stay with this man. You could have let this man go. Like, she is very toxic. I went to Maryland recently and I tried to like vlog it, and I was like also talking about the show like as I was watching it. So y'all gonna see me talk about it more then. But anyways, I'm gonna be watching season 2 now. We're gonna see how season 2 is going. Now let's move on to sports. I have my paper right here because I want to make sure I had all the correct information when I presented it to y'all. But it goes as follows. Lia Thomas, a biological man, went from ranking 462 in men's swimming to winning the women's national championship after swapping to compete in a female sport as a transgender athlete. So you was playing men's swimming, well, you was swimming in men's swimming, and you were such a loser. You were such a loser that you then decided, I'm going to be a winner, so I'm going to compete with women. And won first place against the other actual women. And nobody has a problem with this. Nobody has an issue with this. Nobody batted their eyes at this. This is like if LeBron James decided that he gonna put a wig on and he wanna be a woman now, so he gonna compete in the WNBA and get championships and get money and things like that. I don't know if y'all ever seen Joanna Man, but it's giving Joanna Man. Like, nobody has an issue with this. First of all, there's no shade to transgender on this channel. This channel has no room for hate. Like, I'm not against gay people, bisexual people, transgender people, people that want to be different pronouns. There is no shade to anybody. Any religious beliefs, Christians, atheists, Jewish people, there is no hate on this channel. But what you're not about to do here, you're not about to disrespect the women who trained and prepared to swim in this battle, to swim in this competition, and walked in as a man, well, a transgender woman, and win the competition. Like, what? Where the camera at? Because how does this make sense? He needs to have an asterisk by his name or something, because I know transgender women feel like they're women and transgender men feel like they're a man, but that feeling does not change what's biological. And I'm not just talking about, oh, you cut your breasts off, oh, you got breast implants, oh, you cut your pee off, you gotta, oh, you did what you had to do, reconstructive surgery, all of that. I'm talking about masculinity. I'm talking about bone structure. I'm talking about the way men's bones are denser than women's bones. I'm talking about the way men's shoulders are wider than women's shoulders. I'm talking about unfair advantages. I can't even swim and I'm offended by this. Nobody saw an issue with this. Nobody saw an issue with this. Now, I know it's a sensitive topic. I don't know how you regulate transgender people in like gendered sports, but you went from 462nd. You was 462nd in men's sports. And now you're first in women's sports. And you're a transgender woman. You shouldn't be competing with regular women. You should have then a transgender, I don't know, do they have like a transgender league by themselves? Are there enough transgender people to have their own league? Like, would that be equal? But I just feel like this is jacked up. This is messed up. I don't like it. It's Women's History Month, for God dang it. And this is how you gonna do us? I'm not saying you're not a woman, but you're not a woman. And that's not to sound mean. That's not to sound hateful or spiteful. But just because you change a body part, don't make your DNA change. Like, I saw something. I saw a meme or something. Maybe I'll insert it here. But it says something like, oh, archaeologists in 100 years when they find a transgender woman. Oh, it's a man. Because the bones are, you know, as a man's bones would be. And I feel like women's sports are not a fail second chance for male athletes. Like, no. If you're transgender, I'm sorry, but you cannot compete with women, because just because you start taking stuff to make you feminine, you're still not a woman. Does that make sense to y'all? But anyways, that's all I have. Oh, one more thing. I want to let y'all know something. Ramadan is coming. Y'all know I'm going to be fasting, so the content is going to be changing. A lot of my content will be around Ramadan and Muslim people stuff and all that kind of stuff. So if you rocking with my Muslimity, Muslimity, is that a word? If you're rocking with that, that's what the content will be like for April. In April, I'm going to be doing weekly vlogs on how my Ramadan is going. The weekly rants will stop. There will be Ramadan reflections instead. So I'm going to be talking a lot about Ramadan. I'm going to be doing like modest fashion hauls. I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff pertaining to my Islamic identity. So that's coming next month. Ramadan does start April 2nd, I believe, inshallah. I'm not sure, but that's what's coming for next month. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Leave some comments down below because I know we talked about a lot today. So let's continue the conversation in my comment section. DM me on Instagram, Twitter. I'll leave my information in the description box. Don't forget to send me your favorite corny jokes. Make sure the jokes are corny, okay? Because I love corny jokes. Like, there's even a highlight on my Instagram page at DemmmmmmXL of just like corny jokes. So don't take no. Listen, if you take a joke from out my highlights, you're gonna be disqualified. So make sure you check that section to make sure that your joke is not included in there, because I love all things corny. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much once again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. We lost the contest, y'all. We did not make it. Hello. Wait a second. Recording. You wasn't supposed to walk in. I normally record before the circle opens. Is it bright enough? Yeah, it's bright for me. For my little channel. It looks yellow, doesn't it? It's for YouTube. It's not a cinematic production. I'm gonna edit this out.
Oh, this is recording? Oh,
yes,
okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, just commented your video. But it looks so yellow.
It is yellow.
But why not? Your phone is on.
It's my phone.
Oh, right. Because I was gonna say mine looks white.
Yeah, you got that good camera.